Hi, this is Edric from the Inside Podcast, and I'm here with my co-host
Francis Chibunga, and together we bring to you the Valentines podcast in collaboration with
Good to have you all, and we'll start our podcast with me here on set. I have some very special guests coming all the way from different areas of the world. Talk to USA, Canada, and South Africa. Yeah, we do it for you guys. Special people at heart. We love you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give a chance. I'll give a platform to each of our guests that we have on our platform, introduce themselves, and they will share their details to you guys. So we'll start with our good lady here.
Hello everyone, my name is Precious. I am a student at the Copperbelt University. I'm currently pursuing a degree in Bachelor of Science in Biology.
All right. My name is Kawawa Chikoya, aka Sensor. I'm also a student at CBU. I'm also pursuing a bachelor's degree in mining engineering. Yeah.
Francis. Yeah. So just be open-minded. Yeah. Be you. Share your views. Yeah. Just share your views and be free. Be free. So to kickstart the podcast, we're gonna start with a very simple question. Very simple but tricky, of course. So I'll start with Precious. Precious, what's your favorite day of the year, the entire year? Except her birthday. Yeah, that's why it's tricky. Except her birthday. So, what's your favorite day in the entire calendar?
Christmas, probably. Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah, obviously, everyone's special. I forgot to remove Christmas. Next time, Christmas is like, okay. So, why Christmas, Precious? Why do you think Christmas is your favorite day?
Growing up, we used to take it very seriously, so I feel like it has that festive, nostalgic home feeling to it.
Oh yeah. I see. Growing up, you used to take it seriously.
Very serious.
Eat chicken on Christmas only. That's how serious Christmas was back then.
and rice.
And rice. Yeah, and rice. That's how special. Okay, so that's how special. Yeah, so you feel that, that impact is...
Yes, it's still there.
It's still there.
Fresh, so...
Yeah. I guess even the sound of a chicken sounds different during those seasons.
Very different.
Yeah, you can agree with me. Okay. Okay, I love it. Mr. Kawa, what's your favorite day?
Favorite day?
Yeah, of the entire year.
I always say this, 1st January. 1st January marks the beginning of the year. And also I'd say it's also opened up to the new opportunities. You see, on 1st January, I would bit... I'm not saying the Christmas day is bad, but I feel on 1st January, everyone feels it to say they have reached somewhere. It's a new beginning. It opens up for new opportunities. Everyone is saying, this is my year. People reschedule their plans. So I feel 1st January is my favorite day because I really feel it. Yeah. So 1st January. Yeah.
Okay. 1st January is his favorite day. Okay, hashtag new beginnings. In short, no beginnings.
Yeah.
Sure. Mr. Kawa, what do you think is Valentine's? How can you define Valentine's Day in your own opinion?
Okay.
Yeah, because of course, people just celebrate Valentine without even knowing what Valentine really is. So we'll get views from our guests so that they can define for us what Valentine really is. And so that we get the view and the insight. Yeah, the insight. Yeah. So, Mr. Kawa.
Yeah. Valentine's Day. People define Valentine's Day differently, but I'm going to define it in my own words.
Yeah.
So, Valentine's Day, this is a special day where people share love and also romance, we put it that way. But love not in only whereby you are girlfriend and boyfriend, but also family, friendship, those kind of relationship. So So this is the day where people they share this affection by sharing gifts, giving each other cards, and also different types of romance. So that's Valentine's Day for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Let me take it back a bit. You said romance or romance? Which one? Romance or romance?
Romance.
Oh, romance.
Yeah, romance. I meant romance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Though I know Valentine's Day originally came from the Romans.
Okay.
Right? It
Okay.
is a Romans and the Christian tradition. People don't know that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's a Christian
Yeah.
tradition.
Mhm.
Uh, it it's named after a saint known as Valentine. He was a saint. He was a Christian saint. So it was a way of sharing love back then. But now it's now a global thing where people share gifts, cards to show love. But originally, it's a Christian thing from the Romans. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's nice. That's nice. Did you know that it's from Roman? Okay, you guys will be out here, fighting over the gifts, not knowing where it came from. Okay, so you should know at least from now on, you know that Valentine is a name of a person. Yeah, it's confusing, right? Yeah, I'm also baffled actually. So we'll move on to our next guest here. In your own opinion.
In my own opinion, other than the facts that he's just stated, um, Valentine's, in my opinion, Valentine's Day is just a day of showing love to the people that you love, or even people that you don't know, but just showing expressions of love, showing the world that love exists through, between humans. For me, that's how I take it.
Wonderful. So he's talked about the history of Valentine, and you've talked about the aspect of sharing love. So why is this day set apart? How is this day different from any other day? And for you said sharing love, a day of sharing love. Why can't you share love on a daily basis? What sets this day apart to say this day we will share love?
I feel like
Yeah.
people are too busy, if I may say, to show necessarily love to people. Because honestly, if you just look at people's schedules, it's like, I'm busy, I'm busy. So I feel like that day for me is specifically there to remind everyone, just like Christmas. Like, oh no, it's the day Jesus was born. This is the day to show love to everybody.
Okay. Mr. Kao, what sets the day apart from the others?
Yeah, there are always special days. As you can see, it's a public holiday globally. Okay, it's there, like you said. It's just there to remind one another. We have this special day where we do this sharing of love. You can share love every day if you want, but now they just came up with this day so that people. It's more like a special kind of day, but love can be shared at any time. Okay, like everyone preaches about love and everything. But this day now, we share love in different kinds of way, where we buy each other's gifts and everything. But people buy each other gifts even on birthday. You get
I
that?
haven't received one yet.
You haven't,
And the day is fast approaching.
you haven't received one yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's a set date. It's a set date, more like another holiday, prayers day. People pray every day, but there's a prayers day, the freedom day, people are free. So it's a set up date for such kind of activity. Just to remind, like she said, I'm quoting from her, just to remind people of this love we share among ourselves. Yeah, that's what I would say.
No, I think that begs another question. Yeah, Francis, you can do the honors.
Okay, so we've talked about love and how love can be shared on any day. And he's talked about the history of love where it was a saint, and to honor this saint, they set apart this day. And he talked about the generosity that this person had. Valentine was someone who was generous. So now, in this era today, in our community here at CBU, to me and to some other people, it may seem that this day has been put on the shoulders of the gents to buy gifts for their ladies on this particular day. So how do you justify that part where this day has now become a day where men buy gifts for their ladies? How do you justify that? Is it supposed to be like that? So before Mr. Kawa comes in, I'll turn to the lady first.
Uh, from that point of view, I disagree.
Okay.
Like I said, love is shared. You're supposed to show love is like a time of sharing. It's not bound to anyone. It's just bound to humans. You love, you show the love. So honestly, bombarding it on the males is somehow selfish.
Okay.
For my girls out there, I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah.
It is supposed to be reciprocal,
Okay.
according to my point of view.
So the ladies should buy gifts
Yes,
for
they
their
should
gents.
buy
Yeah.
also. for
So
the
ladies at
Valentines.
least are receiving at least. I know the
Buy,
common
yes,
one,
buy.
the bears. What should the gent receive? Is it a boxer? Nango, nshani, nshani?
I feel like if the girl is considerate enough, I feel like it's a part of consideration as well. If you're considerate to the person that you're giving a gift to, you would be curious to know what they like, because you obviously can't give someone what they don't like, because they won't value it or treasure it
Yeah,
as something that they would like.
Do you like
So-
bears?
No.
So you wouldn't like a bear
No,
on Valentine's?
honestly, no.
Mr. Kawa.
Justifying that point is not even, I won't agree.
Yeah.
But there are things we must understand in reality. In Zambian perspective and international perspective, CBU perspective,
Yeah.
also you see.
So in short, you mean standards? Eh?
there are different standards.
Okay.
I know she is saying that theoretically, but in reality, it's not happening mostly.
Ladies are not buying gifts for their gents.
They don't. A lot of them they don't. I will say it. They don't. Okay, let's just put it that way. During this day, they don't. There's a difference between Valentine's and Girlfriend's Day, but people don't understand that. You get the point.
Okay.
Valentine's, you share gifts. All right. If your man buys you something, it doesn't mean that if I buy something for 5,000, you also buy me for 5,000. No, but you need to give me a gift according to what you can afford. Okay, you get the point. So Valentine's is about sharing gifts. Okay, you get the point. Yeah. But now, in CBU perspective, Zambian perspective, it's a bit different. All right. If a woman does not buy you anything, it's okay for us, man. All right.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's a CBU.
That CBU Zambian most even in Zambian perspective, I feel for me, I would defend Zambian more than
Especially young couples, eh? Yeah, young couples. Let's stick to that. Yeah.
So
young
yeah,
couples.
I feel so. It's okay for a man. For a man, if you won't buy them anything, shine, it's okay. But for a woman, if you don't do anything, you don't take her out, you don't ask her to be a Valentine, it's a bit of a problem.
It's a fight, in short. That's what it means.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. And that's what's happening, okay? That's reality. But again, Zambian men, CBU men, we are in that culture. You get it? It's more like we're in that culture. We're beginning to accept, all right? We're beginning to accept that. Because you find that as a man, you are panicking. It's like a normal thing. Like you need to get your girl something on this day. You get the point.
Okay.
And then, so you find that in Zambian setup and culture, it's okay. All right? It's okay for a man to buy. It's okay for a girl, for a woman to buy something for a man. And also for a man to buy. It's okay. But it's okay if a girl does not buy you anything and you buy them something. It's okay also.
Let me just stop you there. Okay, how would you explain to a dude out there going like, no, it's not fair. Yeah, because like you're like, for a guy, you just need to get a woman something, right? It's fine. It's like forcing now. Get something for them. It's fine. Just get something for them. To keep up, Yeah. How would you explain to someone going like, it's not fair? I think.
No, let me just clarify on that point which I said. All right. I'm not saying it should be one-sided thing. All right. Whereby men, women, that no, but what I'm saying is, the way it is, we need to understand reality. Men are more like providers in this case. You get in these relationships.
Yeah.
A girl might give you something, but for you have a game of as a man, you need to give something. You get the point, eh? You need to give something. If a girl does not give you anything, You can't do anything.
Don't take it personally.
You can't take it personal. No, you get the point. That's what I'm trying to say. But she's right. Like, we need to exchange gifts. Please, we need to exchange gifts. I'm emphasizing. But I'm saying, I'm just saying the way it is in Zambia setup. Maybe even in some countries I've seen, a man should just get a woman something. Nangu ni mojo pe wamtwali ave na mojo pe wampera. And she will appreciate here and there. You get the point? Okay. I've seen men saying, my woman does not ask woofy. Ngawakwata meeting with the parliament women and then say your man did not bring you anything. Mr. Relationship deteriorate panon. Then they're breaking up. That's why I'm gonna break up, sir. But sharing gifts should be there. But the truth is, as a man, you just need to share, even if it doesn't give you anything. Now,
all right. So you've heard you've heard for yourselves, eh? Okay. So those are the rules of the game. Okay, so just play along with them. Okay, all right, just share, even just beans. Buy her beans. All right, she will accept. Ladies, don't come for me. Just kidding. All right. Okay, so
Okay, so now the conversation is getting interesting, and we've reached a certain point of agreement that it's not one-sided. How, from the both of you, how would you advise a young couple going through a relationship for the first time during Valentine's Day? What's the advice there from the experts that we have? These people are going through it for the first time. Maybe anyone you can start.
We are going through it's a fresh relationship, and then Valentine, yes.
For the first time.
I think don't stress. You just flow with the vibe, but do not stress. If you feel that you cannot manage getting something for her, communicate. You say that. You get, just communicate. You don't need to stress, because at the end of the day, you find that every time Valentine starts, relationship because you're stressed and more like that. So it's better, don't stress. Okay, don't stress. Do what you can. If you can buy something for her, buy. Just go with the flow. If she can also get you something, then let her get. Just go with the flow. Why? Don't stress.
Precious?
Pre-plan. Why aren't you pre-planning? Pre-plan before Valentine's. Like, okay, you have a girlfriend. It's December. Start raising money. Understand your partner. Equally for women. Pre-plan. Understand your partner. When you understand them, then you know what you can get them for Valentine's. Pre-plan. Otherwise, for me, an excuse that I don't have. Pre-plan.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we've come to the end of the first set of questions. All right. So we'll bring in another lady for a guest. So thank you, Precious, for your time here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we don't want it, to know why maybe we didn't like Precious's views. We're going to bring another lady, and we'll have her views as well. But right now, we'll take a quick break.
Right. Welcome back to the Insight and Zit Culture podcast. And we have a new guest. We have someone who's come on board to help us with these views. Madam, you can introduce yourself and then we'll move from there.
Hi, my name is Lucia Kamanga. I am a student at the Copperbelt University doing banking and finance final year.
All right, thank you. So, from the previous conversation that we've had, we've talked about a few things. I'm sure you were able to pick up some of them. So now, the next question that we have is, what are some of the misconceptions about Valentine's Day that people have out there? And since she's just coming, we'll start with Mr. Kawawa. Please bring her in.
Yeah, he has the vibe.
The misconception. What do you mean by that, please?
So some of the things that people think Valentine's is about that are not actually the thing about Valentine.
Okay. Well, Valentine, like I said, most of the people they just take it in terms of couples, you get cap.
Yeah.
But Valentine's is also about friendship, family, affection. So I think most of the people just take it as a couple thing, but also you can share it with your sisters, your siblings, to say, oh, even in friendship. Yeah, and also the thing we talked about, it should be both ways. It's not someone's one side responsibility. Yeah, I think those are some of the few things I would mention myself.
Okay. You see the misconceptions about Valentine's?
I'll agree with what Kawawa has mentioned. Those are the main misconceptions that we have. Most people like to be on the receiving end and never on the giving end. And then it's not just about couples. I can have it with my friends. I think people are calling it Valentines. That's like for girls. I can have it with my sisters. Let's say let's show love to each other on Valentine's Day, and yeah, basically.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's nice. So there's Valentine. That's for girls,
That's the new one.
That's the only girl Valentine.
Yes, friendship type.
Or friendship
Yeah.
time. All right. So you can also have a bowling time. That's a new thing. Boys only. Right? Boys only bowling time. All right. So those are some of the misconceptions you have over Valentine's, and they've cleared. Hope they have cleared some of them. And right about now, we'll go to our next question. Okay, so yeah, we've cleared the misconceptions. Now we'll go to the next question. All right, I'll start with Lucia. Yeah. So can CBU, CBU single souls? Yeah, single souls. Can we, the single souls? Also celebrate Valentine? Can someone who's single, just go out there? Yeah, I'm single. It's Valentine's Day. Yeah, just going crazy. Can they do that? Or they're just bound to their rooms, lonely and yeah.
They can. I think it goes back to what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's not just about couples. It's about friends. It's about family. I think I've seen there's something going on in CBU for Valentine's. I think it's about donating something.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, no, you're not confined to just being in your rooms. You can celebrate Valentine's and do it with your loved ones, with your friends, even just the people around you. Giving back to the community. I think that's what it's about. Yeah.
Makes sense.
About generosity.
So how about that one who's just like, I'll just take myself out, just go have lunch myself. Valentine's Day, #alone lunch. Is fine?
I think it's okay. I feel like everyone's talking about this self-love thing, so I don't think it's bad compared to me thinking I'm alone, so I shouldn't even do anything. Why not just take myself out?
Okay.
Mr. Sensor.
Yeah, everything is said, clear. Yeah, so no comments on that one. But maybe, like we said, misconception. There's no one single in Valentine's. You have family, you have friends. You have what do you mean you can't celebrate Valentine's? Call your mom, call your dad, call your friend. Have that nice time. Yeah, do that. It's Valentine's also. Yeah, sharing love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just imagining about. You said call your dad. Now I'm imagining me calling dad. Hi, Dad. It's Valentine's Day. Yes, what? So what? It's just a funny thing, yeah. But you can call your father as well. Just talk to him about something on Valentine's Day. It's one of the ways as well. Yeah. Okay.
So we've been given some solutions and we've been given some facts about Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And now that we know these things, what's the difference between Valentine's today and some 20, 30 years back? How is Valentine's different?
From right now in the one in the past,
like the way people are practicing Valentine's today
right now,
and the way it used to be those days. How different is it? He's talking about history, so let me hear from him, and then we hear from the present day on our side.
Yeah.
How was it in those days?
So the only difference in Valentine's long time and this time is just the misconception we talked about again. Okay, long time it was like you are honoring this day, remembering the Saint Valentine. Okay, so it was more of broad love. You get the point, eh? But nowadays it's more confined to couples. Like even in your question, showing the misconception. You have to say if you're single, you can't. What do you mean? We've talked about. So long time ago, they used to follow that broad love. Okay, even couples were there. I'm not saying couples were not there. Couples were there. But this time now, we are trying to mix things, misconception here and there. It's like Valentine's just for couples and all that stuff. I think that's the only difference I would say. Yeah.
Okay, Lucy.
Yeah, there's some misconceptions.
Okay.
Because over time, people started bringing in different perspectives of Valentine. And I mean, we're all growing. So every time you're growing, you find others have brought in a different perspective, which then brings up the misconceptions and brings about the difference from how we viewed it before, how they viewed it before, and how they view it now.
And one of the new things that we've heard so far is it Valentine or Valentine is one of the new things.
It's one of the.
So Valentine's is being enhanced as we move.
Yeah. Oh, makes sense. So with time, do you think Valentine's will take another form? Instead of buying a teddy bear, you just buy a bear, like a live one. But don't buy cubes. So do you think over the time it will change again? Would you say that?
I would say so. From what I've been noticing is like it's even changing from showing love to being a competition. Really.
Okay. That's true.
Especially when it comes to a man, like peers, right? Like, oh, what did your boyfriend do? Oh, what did your friend do? What did? So it's becoming more of a competition. So I feel over time, if we don't change the notion, it might just turn into a competition instead of a day of showing love to one another. Yeah.
Please, let's not go to the competition part. Let it be about love, not competition.
No competition. The next time you will hear someone, no, I bought my boyfriend a teddy bear. Or me, I bought my boyfriend a live teddy bear. Yeah. Okay. So we've come a long way, right? Where we've talked about Valentine and misconception and everything. Such a map. So we'll be concluding soon. So now I just want to bring it back to the set, right? Let's bring it back a little bit to the set, and I'll ask Lucia this question. Yeah? So Lucia, what do you think is a perfect Valentine for you? Okay, let's say you are in your own universe, and then you are told to just design Valentine. What would be a perfect Valentine? Your perfect Valentine. Yeah, this is just Lucia's world where no one goes there and changes the rules of the game. So set the rules.
Sorry, let me get you straight.
Yeah.
My perfect Valentine, like right now, you mean like in my own world, is just Lucia?
Yeah. Okay, Lucia's world. What's the perfect Valentine in Lucia's world?
My perfect Valentine would be doing something or receiving or sending something that reminds me of that day. How? Let's say I'm doing it with my friends. I would like us to do something that's memorable. Like I'll forever remember that, oh, this Valentine's, this is how I spent it. Or, oh, these, let's say, roses, that's for argument's sake. These roses I received remind me of Valentine's Day. You get, so my perfect Valentine would be a day that I create so many memories with people that I love. Maybe through sharing gifts, spending time together, or just giving back. I feel like giving back is very important. So that would be my perfect Valentine.
Okay, so the sharing aspect still sticks in your Valentine, perfect Valentine, right?
Yes, because I feel what you share also matters. I like things that are tangible, that things that would remind me of my Valentine with my partner, with my friends, with my family. So yes, that's my perfect Valentine.
Because if you ask me, my perfect Valentine, it's actually way different from sharing. Yeah, it's just different. On Valentine's Day, we'll be fighting with my boys. It's just a way to,
So see, you're going to remember that, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you're spending time with them. You're not exactly sharing, right?
Yeah,
but you just being there has created that memory. That, pa Valentine's Day, twalelo pa dyan naman auntie.
Yeah, I fought.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe you get a scar like, yeah, I didn't nini pa Valentine's Day. So that's how I remember
That's
it.
weird.
Yeah. So
Right.
I got this car on Valentine's Day. It was so memorable. Yeah, I remember. But anyway, moving on to our guest. Our guest. What would you say is a perfect Valentine?
Perfect Valentine, having something to share with someone, and also someone sharing something with me. That's my perfect Valentine.
In Kawawa's wow,
Mhm.
So it's also sharing centered, right?
Yeah, being able to share and also just exchanging. I think we have difficult, especially in Zambia, set up fine Valentine's. Bro,
Yeah.
then you want to receive the relationship is done. So I would rather pray for it to be just okay, perfect, where I'm able to give and able to receive. That's all.
Okay, so those are your perfect days, and one common thing is sharing.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about perfect Valentine's Day,
Okay.
I want to hear this from everyone.
Mhm.
What are your predictions as we are approaching Valentine's Day? What's the date today? It's 11. Yeah, so this is the 11th. We have 12, 13, 2 days in between.
Yeah.
This is nowhere to be seen. Some people were, preparing based on BC. There's no BC in the picture now.
Yeah.
What are your predictions as we approach Valentine's Day? What's going to happen within CBU?
My prediction, it will be a little bit tough. I agree with him. But I think I was following and Precious had mentioned something about communication. So it depends on the type of relationship that you have, right? I mean, we're all students.
Yeah.
And if you can't communicate with your partner, because we're both tulipa ground ones and not so I feel like in as much as it will be a bit tough for some people, there are those who've planned for it, like Precious mentioned, right? You knew. I'm also very big on you knew that 14th February will come every year, right? So for those who've been planning for it, I think it's going to be just fine. And then for those who still dependent on BC and have communicated with their partners, it will be fine. I know there'll be so much peer pressure because like some will still receive, but I mean I communicated with my partner, so yeah. And then for some others who just fail to communicate with their partners, it's going to be very, very tough. But overall, I think it's going to be a very interesting Valentine's.
Wow. Yeah.
Communication keeps coming up. Pane, you still have 2 days to communicate. Mr. Kawa.
I think a lot has been said this side.
Yeah.
But again, relationship based on BC. It's always these are the results all the time. So if you base your relationship on BC, these are the results because this source is not trust. Something, but you can't use BC to
run a relationship.
To work a relationship. I feel it's not right, but okay. Yeah. In reality, this is what is happening, and now we have a tough decision to make. But it's not a tough decision. She said communication. But again, maybe you planned, you did communicate first. You're expecting this, and then this is not coming through. So you communicate again. Communicate
again.
But it's too tough for a guy to say I depend on this. So you find people doing different domains, But for me, again, I would discourage people. Don't base your relationship on BC. You just depend on BC. Just be alone in Ishi.
Okay, shut up.
Unless if you do something. But for me, I feel such kind of way.
So what would you? What's the overall description would you give it? This is Valentine. Is it tough, soft?
That's given
the circumstances.
People People come through. People will do what they can. People will come through. I know people to do. Yeah, it will be, but the people will do what they can just to make that day special in one way or another.
Okay, so I think this wraps our presentation for Valentine Day special podcast, brought to you by the Insight and Z Culture. We'll be seeing you guys with more interesting topics like these in days to come. Right. So from me, your host, Edric, it's it's a goodbye for now. And Francis.
And from me, Francis, it's a wrap. Remember, this Valentine's, it's a double chance. You know what I mean if you watch football. Thank you.